It's Trainer Talk. It's Trainer Talk.
So, Scott, I want to know about the YouTube channel because I don't know when exactly I found you. I'm pretty sure it was less than 1,000 subs. I don't know how quickly you got to 1,000, but do you remember when you started the channel?
Yeah, so I started the channel about a year ago. I want to say we're really close to 1 year ago. I believe it was in end of March, early April. So
Wow.
it would be about a year ago
Yeah.
now. And so I kind of went back and forth. I it was people I get asked all the time. I mean, I know I look like the demographic for TikTok, but but I get asked all the time, Scott, did you ever look into TikTok? And I said, yeah, yes. And so I did kind of a fun little test. I mean, this is an unofficial test, but I created a TikTok account at the same time I created a YouTube account. And believe it or not, YouTube got more traction than TikTok. And so I also thought that YouTube was just a lot more fun from an engagement standpoint. And so I know that kind of sounds counterintuitive because TikTok does really well for a lot of people, but I had a lot of things left over from my store. I still have things left over from my personal collection. So I said, you know what? Let's just try something. Let's see on either TikTok or YouTube. Would there be an interest in vintage cards? Was my first thing because everything right now is, well, as far as me, going out to card shops, is brand new, right? You
Yeah.
just don't see vintage.
Yeah,
Nobody
right.
sells singles. It's just brand new, what the latest set is right now, and so I think I created a video. I just created a video. I was faceless. It was just myself. I had a little desk set up. I had a very simple format. I used my iPhone. It was like an old iPhone that I used to film, and I just made a quick video. I was essentially just curious if anybody was interested in vintage cards, and I was going to start a giveaway. And literally, uh, overnight, I had, maybe 5 comments. Those 5 comments turned into like 8 comments. And then the next video, I had, 12 comments. And then I had enough to have 50 subscribers where I could go live. And I was like, there's nobody that's going to join a live stream. And at the same time, I was doing TikTok, but with the videos, I was, kind of stuck in that, less than 200 that you read about on Reddit. And, everybody talks about kind of getting stuck in that 200 or less. And I just kept getting stuck in that 200 or less. But I'm like, I'm seeing some interest in on YouTube, and I was getting to meet people. I just thought this is way more fun than I ever realized. And finding people that are passionate about vintage cards. Not only that, they collect them. And so, yeah, that's what started the live streaming at 50 subscribers. So that was kind of the goal, to start a channel to see if anybody was interested in vintage cards. And then, I wanted to give away my personal collection. I'm, at a place where my son no longer collects. He's not interested in my vintage cards, and so I wanted to give it away to the community that I have loved so much from my store days, and just wondered if other people would be interested.
And the when you started TikTok, you weren't, I don't even know if you could, were you live streaming on TikTok or it was just little shorts?
No. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So at the time, you needed, I believe, 1,000 followers or 1,000 subs, and that just seemed daunting. That absolutely seemed, I think there was a better chance of me running a marathon than getting 1,000 subscribers, which we both know it ain't gonna happen. Yeah.
And that was so when you first decided to do this whole social media thing, it was TikTok and YouTube simultaneously?
Yeah,
Yeah.
simultaneously, I was posting different videos, but essentially it was the same format. Like, is anybody interested in, this Mew Black Star promo? Like, follow, share kind of a thing, right? Like, is
Yeah,
any,
okay.
and yeah, kind of essentially that. it may have maybe said a little bit more, maybe had some music to it, but essentially the same. And yeah, I mean, shout out to YouTube, but you know, the algorithm was definitely more favorable than TikTok.
And these were they little shorts on YouTube that you were doing, or were they like the horizontal video
Uh,
format?
it was the horizontal
Okay.
video that I would do. You know, I'd maybe talk maybe 4 minutes, maybe 2 to 4 minutes. It was not very long, not
Right.
long form content at all, but 2 to 4. But I gotta say, I was just really surprised to really have any because, you know, I was going out watching. Live streamers at the time, Rev Vault. I hadn't watched much of DPM
Mhm.
at the time, Pat Flynn, but I was watching some other channels, some smaller channels, and I was just seeing a lot of modern, right? Everything was modern,
Yeah.
rip and open modern, giveaways, maybe modern, but nothing vintage. So I had no idea. It truly was fascinating that there was an interest in it.
And so I guess before we get even further, you said you wanted to do it to give the collection away. And so was there like like, is there anything you can remember that happened that just said like, I'm doing it now? I imagine you were thinking about doing it for a couple months or weeks and you finally just put it into motion.
Yeah, so it started off kind of this time of year, kind of spring cleaning,
Yeah.
and I was going through. I had a lot of cards. I had a lot of bulk. I've got really heavy. I don't know if you've ever lifted up a box of 5,000 cards or tried to move maybe 10 or 20 of those, but it's heavy, and I had a lot of cards, and this is going to sound completely naive, but I kind of like looked up a couple prices on some cards, and I said, "Holy shish kebab! Like these are pricey." And I was like, "Man, I wonder if people would enjoy these cards. Like, there's nowhere to sell them. I mean, I know I could go on eBay, and I've done eBay before,
Mhm.
and TCG Player when I had my shop, but I was like, there's I'm just curious if anybody would be interested in these. And then I've always somebody had told me when I had my card shop, they had said, Scott, do you do Instagram? Do you do YouTube? And so it always has kind of been in the back of my mind of, yes, I know there's a broader community. Yes, I know it's worldwide, but I really didn't know, no. And so, yeah, I think it was just a good time, kind of a perfect opportunity where I've got a lot of cards. And it's time. It
Yeah.
is time. Let's try this. And so, yeah, I'm kind of glad I did. It was a good opportunity, kind of some spring cleaning and spring organization, and it's a lot better than just dropping it off at Goodwill.
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now, so when you did have the store, there was no social media accounts for the store at all? Was there Facebook or any of that?
I did. I did have
Okay.
Facebook. I did have Instagram.
Okay.
But again, I kind of talk back to if anybody's ever had a small business of any kind or any business, right? Is it's multitasking, and we all have different ways of doing this. Some people, have a routine, right? And if anybody has a routine and can stick with that routine, I think you're amazing. I think you should do like a TED Talk, a Google, talk. I think you should document it because I honestly spent more time breaking down cardboard boxes and taking out the garbage each day than I did on social media.
Sure.
And that's kind of on me. But it's all about the traction too, because if you're not tagging the right thing, if you don't have the right hashtag, if you don't have the right whatever, you're just not going to be found. And so that was a challenge too. I did have lots of customers that did have YouTube channels, um, and I also met, I guess, what would be considered early influencers, for lack of a better term. I got to meet some really cool people, some people that had car channels or motorcycle channels that would come in, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like imagine me with a motorcycle channel.
Yeah.
but but
With the Darth Vader costume.
oh, it was fun to meet people. I love meeting people. Like, wow. Yeah, I got stories for days. But these were big collectors, and so I got to see them shooting video in my store,
Okay.
doing unboxings, things like that. So it's always like in the back of my head, but never
Sure.
anything that I was like, oh yeah, I should do this. So yeah.
It also wasn't, I mean, obviously social media has been big, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now either, right? I imagine it was more, there wasn't all these people doing Pokemon videos or just, I guess, even the card shops. I imagine you were nowhere close to the only one not pumping out content. It wasn't really a thing back then, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was more Instagram, like more, taking pictures, and
Right.
and I totally agree. Like, but again, I found myself taking pictures, taking some video, but it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, when you have a small business, you are the marketing person, you are you take out the garbage, you do it all, right? And so that's the challenge is how do you figure that out while trying to do everything else? And but I did have people that said, "Hey, Scott, you should join this, you should do that." But again, I think it's that consistency, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of it. Is are you posting consistently? Are you making content consistently? Are you having fun consistently with that? Are you? And again, it's just hard to try to navigate that when you're just trying to do the day to day. And I totally get that. And I respect that now. I've had people say, why don't you go into your local card shops now that you don't have your
Sure.
business, maybe you should go now. And I have done that. And I got to tell you, I'm very respectful of people's time and their businesses, but there are a couple card shops that just absolutely crush me and kill me because they have so much amazing content in there. They have so much fun that would be so amazing to put on video. And I know it would do incredibly well. But they have respectfully said, I would rather you not film in my store. And
Wow.
I totally respect that. But
Okay.
it is 100% like, oh my gosh. Like I go into some of these stores and they've got stuff sitting up on shelves and they allow me to pull it down. And I got to tell you, like, oh, I'm just like a kid in a candy shop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And were you a social media guy like yourself? Like did you have like Facebook, Instagram like for yourself or was this all completely new?
Yeah, I do. I have Facebook.
Okay.
I have, I don't really use Instagram. I've got the TikTok, as I tell my kids. And the algorithm probably thinks I'm the most interesting person in the world as far as, wow, this guy, is into some interesting things. And I think TikTok probably can't figure me out. Yeah. Uh, yeah. But yeah, I actually really enjoy TikTok. I think it's just fun. It's a great platform. I'm a fan of what content creators have done over there. I think a lot of it is nostalgic for me. I like to see maybe actors, or musicians, or what people are doing now. So I think it's a great platform. I love trying to find new artists out there. Again, I kind of feel like I'm an 18-year-old in many respects. But I also love YouTube for the long form content. And then I love it for what it allows for the community because I'm inspired. Whichever platform, I'm inspired to meet new people and new content creators. But no, I mean, yeah, before this, it was just me and my small business.
Yeah,
I tell people all the time, I was thrilled some days if anybody came in the store. So
sure.
yeah.
And what about technology as a whole? Is this like a new thing to you, or were you? Because like when I started my channel, just all of this is very overwhelming. The social media and then software and Streamlabs, just all of that stuff. Were you a big tech kind of guy before this, or?
No, yeah, great question. So 100%. I mean, my channel has kind of been a kind of like a laboratory in
Yeah,
many regards. I was live streaming from my phone. So I had an old iPhone. I think it was like an iPhone 10, possibly. That it was that old. iPhone 10 that I was streaming on horizontally, or sorry, vertically. And then I had a old MacBook that I had from my store days, an old MacBook that was like I think like a 12-inch, 10-inch, or 12-inch, really small.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So here I am. I'm a vintage guy. I have I call them my rocket readers. So these are my rocket readers. I have many pairs of them, and so that's what I was using to read chat, which is even smaller. So
Wow.
huge, huge learning curve. But I'm excited. I mean, I'll dive in and try to figure out anything. But a huge learning curve as far as how to set up a tripod, how to set up my camera, how to set up all of this was a huge learning curve. So I keep telling people,
Right.
if I can figure this out, you can definitely figure this out uh, and um, and make it work. But yeah, Streamlabs is a huge challenge, a huge hurdle
Yeah.
uh, to try to integrate everything. I am now back on a PC. So right now I'm on a PC right now,
Okay.
much bigger monitor than 10 inches. So so yeah, I mean, I honestly, I kind of joke that I'm a AOL guy in a Google world, and so yeah, that's the big challenge is, you know, I finally have lighting now. I've got, lots of things, technology wise, new microphone, but they're huge hurdles. I mean,
Yeah.
when you go live, you only have a chance to make one impression, and if it's not working, we've had to just kind of say, you know what, we're going to regroup and try this again. So that's the challenge is to try to integrate all of this on the fly sometimes, which, as you know, technology, if there's an update, I've been like, are you kidding me? Like,
Right.
there's an update. Of course, there's a
Mm,
Streamlabs update right before my broadcast, and here we go. Like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for, like, the clown and the tricycle to come out,
No, for sure. And when you first started, I assume it was all you, right? Did you have anybody? Did your son know anything at all or help you, or just all
Oh
learning?
no.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no. Yeah, it was all me. I would I would it's kind of interesting. Like, I love videos. I love organization videos. I love videos about what people are doing behind the scenes. I think that's extremely interesting for myself. And that goes for anything. If you're an artist, I love the process of you opening up your notebook to sketching to sharpening your pencil. I find that all that fascinating. And that goes for your organization. I love those kind of videos. How do you organize your bulk? How do you set up your desk? How do you set up your live stream? I love all of that. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of that. So, like, I'll like type in something into Google, and I think Google's like, yeah, I'm sorry, vintage guy, that doesn't exist. Like, and I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, somebody help me.
Oh my God.
And so, like, I'll be like, how do I connect my, my Apple iPhone 10 to my MacBook? And it's like, sorry, vintage guy, that's not possible.
You got AI now to help you out, right?
That's right.
They'll tell you no immediately.
That's right. Yeah, I know.
So just Google and YouTube videos and stuff, that's how you learned how to be where you're at right now.
Yeah, 100%.
No.
Yep. And it was trial and error.
Yeah.
It was a lot of late night, researching different platforms. Before Streamlabs, I was using something called StreamYard. And the reason for StreamYard is because it was a lot more user friendly, as far as a lot less options. I mean,
Okay.
sometimes you got to kind of, instead of having, uh, you know, a tool kit, maybe sometimes you just need to know, is it Phillips or flathead? Like,
Right.
just two. If it doesn't fit either one of these, you don't need it. Like, yeah. And so StreamYard was good with that. I kind of go back to some of my first giveaways were hashtags, and so that kind of has carried over sometimes. But yeah, it was like hashtag early bird was like one of our first giveaway kind of keywords, right?
Right.
And so, but yeah, once Nightbot kicked in. I was like, good Lord, like
Right.
there are way too many options with this. Like, are you kidding me? Like, again, when is the, clown in the circus tricycle going to come out? Like there's so many variables.
Yeah, man. Well, you got to figure it out now. And
Yeah,
that,
well, yeah.
well, yeah, we're both we still learn on the fly,
For
but
now,
getting
until
better.
there's another update, and then I'm just like, I don't know.
And one thing you said before, which I think is a massive part of your success, is the consistency thing. I think for both of us as well. But I don't know if I've seen anybody stream 5 days a week, Monday, Friday. Though I don't think you've. If you have missed, it's not often. Just every day you're there, every weekday, and obviously it's been working out. And I imagine a big part of the success is that you're just working hard and consistent.
Yeah, when I first started out, it was actually 7 days a week, and
Whoa!
yeah, I know.
Holy shit!
Yeah, when I first started out, and I had some big goals. When I first started out, I really I was really kind of chasing those numbers. I wanted I tell people, I share this too. I want to let people know where I was at. I have not paid for anything. Every cousin that I meet, so everybody I consider a cousin somebody that comes back, a second time to the channel, and it's just awesome, right? It's like a one big family. And so I really took it personally when I got my first 100 on a Friday. Uh, I
Okay.
would watch these numbers. I don't know if you do the same thing, but I would watch these numbers almost obsessively, and then go to bed with 100, wake up the next day, have a cup of coffee, and it was 97. And I absolutely felt
Whoa.
like I just failed. And losing those 3 subscribers, looking back at it now, I'd be like, oh my goodness, like don't focus on that. But so
Yeah.
many people do, and I did too. And I want to let people know, please don't take that personally. Please, we are here for you as a community. You're gonna, grow through that. You're gonna crush it. You're gonna do really well. And just be consistent. Just be passionate, and it will happen. And so. But again, I had that fear, that FOMO, that if I don't keep going every single day, I would lose people. Like I had this mindset where, I only had 100 subscribers right now. Tomorrow I could have 0 because people would unsubscribe. So that was kind of my mindset. Again, I'm a vintage guy trying to figure this out, right? I mean, yeah.
Damn, yeah, that was back against the wall, huh? Throwing haymakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I know. I know. I wish I would have met you sooner so you could walk me off the plank, like
Wow. So it went from you started and we got to 50, and that was when you started going live. That's what you need from YouTube is just 50 subs?
Yeah, 50
Yeah.
subs and you can live stream. And so that's when I really found out there's a community behind this. And so there were some days where I'd get maybe 10 new subscribers. Some days of the week you get a couple. I found that Mondays were always the best day as far as meeting new people. And then Tuesday through Sunday, you might have a couple good days. I know it really sounds
Uh-huh.
wild, but again, my mindset really was, if you don't do this consistently, you might lose everybody.
Yeah.
Really. But there's also something to be said of that too, is that it's just good to be consistent, whatever that is. If it's
Yep.
7 days a week, it's 7 days a week. If it's, a DPM, just does it once a week. And I think now clearly you don't have to live stream 7 days a week, but I think right now I live stream 5 days a week, and I'm not quite sure what that's going to look like. I've kind of talked about maybe streaming that down as well, but certainly I think it still is about consistency of some kind,
Yeah.
right? Whether or not, yeah, I think that is a positive. As well as like what you do. I think what you do is unbelievable with your deals and steals. Also, obviously, this podcast, but there's so many things that your community looks forward to, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's great because they're looking for that, and it provides value, it provides content, and it's just fun. And so I think that that is really good. So yeah, whether you're starting out a brand new channel, whether you have an existing channel, I think just that consistency. Also,
Yeah.
picking a time. What I was really blown away with is meeting so many international cousins, and so that has absolutely blown me away. If Pokemon ever wants my demographic breakdown, I'll sell it to them or trade them for some packs,
There you
But
go.
I do happen to know some of the best-selling markets in Europe if Pokemon's interested.
There we go. Shout out. Come on, Pokemon. No, consistency is a big because I was the same way when I started. I was doing 4 shorts a day for probably a year, and I was just like, I know I'm not making the best of content for sure because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna make so many shorts, and they're gonna be so consistent. They're gonna have to avoid the channel, or they're gonna have to subscribe. It's not gonna be much middle ground there. I'm gonna stay consistent. To this day, I don't think I've missed a day in 2.5 years of posting a short or nothing.
Yeah, I
And
think that's huge, and that says a lot to yourself because obviously you've gone through you have some shorts that get that sub 200 or something that is not what you're looking for,
yeah,
right? And I think that shows a lot that you're learning from that, but also that your community appreciates that. Even if it does less than 200, you still have somebody people in your community that are wanting to comment and it provides value to them. So I try, I know a lot of people are kind of looking for that one video that is just going to go viral
yep.
and my hat off to them. My heart goes out to you if and I hope that for everybody. I truly do. But I think it speaks more to that consistency aspect because that's how you're going to grow and get new subscribers. So I think that's awesome that you're able to still do that. And
Yeah,
shout out to you. How many 17,000 subscribers to you? Shout out to you.
we're almost
You're
there, Scott. I'm
you're
close.
crushing
We're
it.
right
Nah,
there,
by the
dude.
time this airs, it'll
I
be
think so.
over 17,000.
I think so. I'm trying to prep for my 17 giveaway now, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be there soon. But exactly, that is consistency number one because like you just said, I for years was just waiting for that one short to pop, and then I was like, once that happens, we'll be good. And it was the consistency that got me there. It wasn't one video just popping off. It was just keep working hard. That's it. I mean, anything in life, we just keep doing it, believe in it, have fun, and it'll go. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, it's kind of like that TikTok effect. I mean, I think a lot of people you know, are looking for that. And me personally, I get excited just meeting one new person a day, honestly. And that's really how I feel. I'm honored to meet one new person a day. And I think that's the important thing that gets me fired up and want to, do another live stream, do another giveaway, is, the opportunity to meet one new person. So, I think that whether it's through a YouTube short, a video, a live stream, and then the fact that I'm honored that they actually came into the channel and took time out of their day, right? I mean,
Yep.
there's so many different things they could be doing. There's it's an actual honor to get to meet people. So I think that's important for myself to keep in mind.
Yeah. No, for sure. And especially, I mean, even now, not only is there a lot to watch just on YouTube, there's a lot of different people doing what we're doing or very similar. There's so many people doing the Pokemon thing as well that getting somebody to stop and watch your channel and hit the buttons and everything it's an honor for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so I mean, I could talk for forever about this, but so imagine here I am. So I don't mind sharing it. I'm 52 years old, and there's no secret to that. I'm, a very vintage person. But when I had my card shop, I wasn't as old as I am now, and even then, I kept saying, "There's nobody's going to want to why would I have a channel? I kept telling
Yeah.
myself that. Like,
Right.
my customers, the demographic has always been, and again, occasionally I would meet somebody that was my age, or maybe a little bit older, but it's, generally been, people in their young 20s, maybe in their early 30s, and so they would have these channels, and I would kind of admire them, right? And kind of, but I was kind of kept telling myself, I don't think anybody'd be interested.
Yeah.
I don't think my son would watch my channel, but uh, I know he wouldn't. I know he doesn't. Their school mates though, I have caught them in my live stream a couple
No.
times. That has been fun.
Wow.
But yeah, I kept kind of telling myself, but that's what's amazing about the community in YouTube is you meet people of all different ages. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen you with the hat off, dude. You got a nice head of hair, buddy. I'm a little jealous.
I got too much hair. My hair, I have no problem. I have no problem growing hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
I need to get the Flowbee though out, and so I can give myself a haircut here from time to time. Shout out to the Flowbee if anybody has that. Yeah,
Shout out Floby
I think
there.
that was the Ron Popeil Flowbee where you could give yourself a haircut at home with a hose.
You got to live stream that next,
Oh
Scott.
yeah, I mean, hey, if it could help offset some shipping costs, maybe, just maybe.
And now, did you stop the TikTok? Did that something because you noticed it wasn't picking up? Did you stop it completely?
Yeah, I mean, I still have it.
Right.
Somebody could still follow me, but yeah, I never got anything over like 200 views.
Yeah.
And I think now they've changed because I get some posts or some messages that I think now anybody can live stream. I don't think you need a certain
Wow.
amount of followers, but yeah, it just never took off. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what I would do if I went all of a sudden live this evening. I think
On
I have
TikTok.
maybe a couple hundred followers on there, and maybe it would be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly,
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I know a lot of people from marketing perspective. Some people create content on multiple platforms, and that I just simply find a challenge
Yeah.
to try and do all of it consistently. So, um, yeah, I mean, that's something I should probably work on. I know Instagram is still good for content. Also, Reels is still good.
Wow,
I know
really?
some people that have done really well. I've had everybody for community members. I've had moderators that I have had when I first started that say they're doing really well on TikTok, not only for the channel, but also I've got some people that have sold on TikTok as well. So shout out to them. They're doing
Yeah.
well and loving it. And if they're having fun, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I've heard TikTok's getting big with like the vertical stream, that like short looking stream type thing. I don't know, I've been thinking about it as well because I did the same thing. I was on TikTok and then I kind of probably been a year or two since I posted on there. Haven't been
Yeah.
back, but
I mean, there
yeah.
could be a market for Vader and people throw me rosebuds. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Might
who
have
am
to
I to say
find
no to
out.
that? If people want to throw rosebuds at Vader, maybe we could make that happen. I'm just saying. I could get the lighting just right. It could be evening with Vader. I could put on my record player, some vinyl. We
Get the
could have
hair done.
beverages. I have no idea.
That would be a wild introduction back into TikTok.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know.
right.
There could be a market. Yeah. Like I said, the algorithm is interesting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, for sure. And so we went from 50 to 100, and then at that 100, was it a slow climb to that 1K, or do you remember that going from like 100 to 1,000? Was it, I guess, slower than you thought or quicker than you thought?
Yeah, it was I wouldn't say it was fast by any means. I would say it was gradual, to be quite honest. And then uh so part of it is kind of a challenge to myself for the last year. I really, for a year consistently, I just wanted to do live streams. I really didn't create any other content. So I want to say shout out to you for motivating me to do trainer talk, and this has been just an awesome experience. So
Yeah,
I really and also shout out to Marshall for
that's right.
uh, and offering his editing skills, because I have created a couple other long form videos, and Marshall has been very gracious enough to edit those because to be quite honest, I just I freeze up. I mean, it's one thing to shoot video, it's one thing to have some audio, but to really try to edit anything, it would just quite simply it would not. It would reside in a folder somewhere. It would
Yeah,
never get posted to YouTube in a final format. So thank you, Marshall. I want to give you
that's
a proper shout out and say you are just an amazing human being. Thank you for dedicating so much to the community, not just my channel, but just being so giving with your time to so many people. You are amazing. So I want to say thank you. But the challenge has been I find it easier to live stream than create content. I'm in awe of anybody that can create content. I have so many ideas. I have multiple whiteboards from my store, and I have so many ideas on there. It
wow.
is not even funny. I have ideas from everything from, going to card shops to going to San Francisco, Vader ideas. I've got three dogs that I'd love to integrate somehow because yeah, I love my dogs, but and they also make appearances on the channel from time
Yeah,
to time. I've got so many pack, challenge ideas, but again, how do you my kids, none of my kids will be my videographer, and then how do you manage all of this? So I find that the live streaming is just much easier to do. However, it just takes consistency. And so yeah, if you can manage long form content, short form, I think that is huge. So yeah, anybody, that's why I get inspired and fired up when I see videos by yourself. I mean, your deals and steals, you make it look effortless, but I know so much goes into that
yeah,
from an editing perspective
yep.
that I think none of us would realize, right? How much time actually goes into that.
Oh yeah, it was about 6 hours. Yeah, yeah, man. It's not. And did you ever try? Like, have you downloaded editing software and tried to play around with it at all, or is
100%
okay?
yes. And I go onto Reddit right away. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, help me.
yeah.
So my personality is I have broken many things just because I don't read directions. So my personality
The
is
same way.
so I have three children. I've been blessed with three children. I have broken two playpens because I do not follow the directions. A playpen, if anybody is a parent right now watching this, if anybody's a grandparent, if anybody's been exposed by these young people, there's a very simple thing called a playpen. They've made them for a number of years. You pull it out of the box, and you don't even have to read the directions. So step number one is you pull up both sides because it's in the shape of a rectangle. You pull up both sides this way. Then you go over, pull up both sides this way, and then you push down the floor. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. And I've managed to mangle two brand new pack and plays myself because I did not read the directions. That's me.
Well, the kids are still good, right? We didn't break
Yep,
the kids at all. They were good.
kids are good. Playpen, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
IKEA furniture is another thing that I struggle
Oh.
with. Yeah. IKEA and we have words. We do. Yeah. I put together things my way. All my kids can assemble their own IKEA furniture very well. Yes. Yeah.
It's that little tedious stuff, right? That gets to me too. Yeah, man, just all that little stuff. Yep.
Yeah. I've also been known to assemble things outside and then try to get it into the room.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I know. I need somebody I need like I don't know. You see like, oh wow, how do some of these channels they must have somebody behind the scenes really helping them. And I think they must. But yeah,
Right.
a lot of it is taking the time to, understand, how things work together, and it's a challenge.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, editing for me too was just a whole new, nothing I never did before. So a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of, I still barely know what I'm doing, but I managed to at least get the deal steals out.
Yeah, my hat's out to you. I'm just blown away. That you can do that. Literally, I get stuck because my mouth is doing this, and I sound like a bad dubbed movie or something. Like where it's like, I fight you, and
Need a lot of editing work on that.
totally, yeah.
Yeah, man. Do you remember the last video that you posted? Was it before the 50 like the last long form video? Was it the like 50 subscriber?
Probably, yeah. I
Yeah,
used to
wow.
show I used to show all the cards that I would kind of have a vintage card of the day kind of a thing.
Okay.
And from my collection. And so that was kind of fun. Yeah, I think it was something more like that. The lighting was really poor. It
Yeah.
was it was my iPhone 10 and trying to get the tripod just right, trying to get everything set up. But yeah, the lighting was really an issue at the time. Tripod, all my the community when I did go live saw my cameraman fall over a lot of times, and so that was always fun. He would just have a bad day. I don't know if he had too many beverages the night before, but he would fall over, and yeah, it was quite entertaining. All of a sudden, I'd be
Sure.
talking, and he'd go like fall backwards.
Oh my God. And so when you started going live, did you still use that iPhone 10 and you were using the little MacBook and
Yeah.
eventually started upgrading as things picked up?
Yeah, actually, I used it for the longest time. I actually used it all the way up until maybe just like a couple months ago,
Wow.
is when I really integrated over to a PC. I mean, I got a refurbished PC from Amazon, and a lot of it is I just you don't have the budget for it. But yeah, I still have my laptop. It's over to my left right now. But now I have a dedicated two cameras with a ring light. It's a lot different. But yeah, I was using it all the way up until a couple months ago, and I still think you can very much do a lot with an iPhone 10
Yeah.
and your laptop. Yeah.
Yeah, right. You could still get something out there for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think yeah, if you're able to use CapCut or some editing software that I clearly can't use, I think you can do a lot with making some great music and with different filters. You can have a lot of fun. You don't I always say, um, don't hold out for that perfect setup because that perfect setup probably doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And what you see the huge channels using are just a whole nother level. So just use what you have, right? I mean, I think it's quite possible, even before a tripod, you could use some books. I mean, you could
Yeah.
duct tape something together. I mean, just get creative and have fun. Yeah, don't go out and spend hundreds of dollars. You don't need to just to start off.
I'm still using some of the equipment I bought 2 years ago, like phone stand still and a couple of the lights. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And that's what's fun about, doing these podcasts too, is I get to see people's setups and that is inspiring too,
Yeah.
to see what they're utilizing. Maybe they also have um, they're maybe they're not content creators, but they're designers or artists, and they can kind of integrate some of those things that they have, maybe with their work, and then this is like a great opportunity to also, have a channel and a live stream as well. But I'm always fascinated. I'm also inspired with people around the world, when they show off their outdoors too, right? I'm a big fan of that. I love to see, nature and whether it's they're fortunate enough to live near water or nature or trees or, I think that's really cool. I've even seen some channels going through cornrows in Iowa, and it's just really fun. I love that because it gives us an experience into where you live, right?
Right.
I mean, everybody has different weather, and I just think that's fun.
For sure. And do you have a microphone now? Like
I
a
do,
proper
yeah.
one?
So I do. I've got a microphone.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that was I got stories for days, but Best Buy, shout out Best Buy, does not think this vintage guy live stream. So I went into Best Buy. I know you're gonna find this, hard to believe this guy going through the
Yeah,
gaming
okay, okay. I could see yeah.
gaming
All right.
section. Yeah, I know. I just
Yeah.
for a second, you're the manager of Best Buy for just for a second, right? Just go with me here. And I'm kind of wandering around looking a little lost and yeah, I'm like the last person you're going to come over to.
Yeah,
And so
sure.
a gentleman that said he was the store manager dissuaded me from the PC area and said, "You're a Mac guy. You need to stay over here where you belong." And I was like, "Ah, okay. I guess I belong over here." So I had to do my own research, and I still don't know if I got the right thing. But
Yeah,
it took
right.
me forever to find a microphone and some cameras. And setting those all up was not easy for me at all. But yeah, I think they literally were like, I don't want to go talk to that guy.
He thinks he
He's
has a YouTube channel.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no.
When did you end up getting the mic? What were you using before that?
Just recently, I was using my I was using the microphone off of my camera. Yeah,
Oh, really?
yep.
Get out of here.
No, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I had no idea. There you go.
Yeah, I know. We're talking budget. We're talking, yeah,
I hear that.
I know.
Yeah, man.
Well, even the things I bought, are not a lot of money. I mean, when you go into a store, you can get the, $300 mic, or in my case, I got the smaller version, so
Yeah, I like that. I like smaller version,
yeah,
not 300.
the
Yeah.
budget friendly microphone. But yeah.
That's funny. You walking into a Best Buy.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not the demographic. I mean, they clearly were like, this guy's looking for his grandkids, next computer. And, I'm looking at the things with all the lights, like, that have LEDs on them, and I'm
Yeah.
mesmerized over there, and I got dreams of like mining Bitcoin and like all these things, and the store manager is like, yeah, you're a Mac guy. What are you doing over here? Like, you need to go over there.
Oh my God. So, Scott, were there any notable trials and tribulations to the channel that come to mind? Anything where you might have thought about drastic changes or stopping or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think if I started the channel again, I would have started sooner, but B, I would have created more YouTube shorts, definitely. I
Okay,
think your strategy is super smart. I think creating at least two a day, and if not more, as time permits, right? I mean,
sure.
obviously many people are multitasking, their life, right? And so you can't, drop three or more. But I would have done that. And I think I think I would have tried to be consistent with that. So yeah, if I could go back and change anything, I think I would create more YouTube shorts and simply focusing on vintage cards and just believing in that, right? Whatever your chat is about, you can create content based on that. You don't I kind of had this mindset of why create this if it's not going to go viral. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Sure.
Like nobody's going to want to watch with a card or just saying, hi, my name is Scott. I want to personally invite you to join my next live stream. There's really actually nothing wrong with that. I mean, it is a personal invitation. Obviously, you could have fun with that, but I'm like, that's not going to go get a million views, but that's not, the important thing,
Yeah.
right? And
Right.
so yeah, I would have taken your advice 100%. I
Okay.
should have listened to you or met you a year ago, but just set up that consistency and just
Mhm.
do it. And so there, yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, if you were doing 7 lives a week, I don't know how you would have got those out too, man. That would have been some workload on you. But and what about the other direction? What about like was there a time that you could remember where you either it sounded like you fully committed since the start, so I don't know if that'd be the word, but was there a goal or something that happened where you said, "All right, this is gonna work. This is gonna go somewhere, and we're gonna keep it going."
Yeah, I think I think, I was kind of touch and go for that first 100. That first 100 was like my breath. I was like, very, very nervous, very, very, um, scared about losing subscribers. I
Yeah,
really had this mindset of that it's going to be taken away. And so I really, I think that first 500, I kind of had this, kind of goal and drive to meet 500 people. And I really look at it as really meeting 500 people. My mindset is still about the live stream where it's very personal.
yeah,
Yeah, I almost I almost can't comprehend, having 500 subscribers without at least saying hi to them in a chat. I know, I don't know if anybody can, that resonates with anybody, but I really enjoy that. And I want to say thank you to people like when they come in. And But yeah, I think going back to your question, I think, that goal of 500 was, something that was big for me, but anything aside from that, I've just been grateful for just meeting one new person a day is great. I know I have days where I lose subscribers and it just happens. I
right.
think, I tell people this all the time. One of the things I love to do is shout out channels. Every live stream I share them out. We give away cards or packs for that because I believe it's a community channel. I just don't think it's my channel. I've never, I don't like saying that. I really believe it is everybody. That includes the moderators, subscribers, members, everybody. And so, I think it's, I enjoy seeing others succeed. I want to see others reach their goals. And so that inspires me. That gets me excited. So I certainly, I think if I get one new subscriber, that is great, but I've never been tied to numbers. You know, I kind of, yeah, some days I'm like, wow, we got 10 new subscribers, but then there's other days that you lose three or five.
Right.
So it's just, part of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a rocket raid, dude. I've been on the receiving end of a couple of those, and
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the
yeah,
channel is seeing our cousins that want to rally together and have some fun and go support other channels and that's to me that's what it's all about. And that's what makes it fun every day to get up and have your cup of coffee and do a live stream.
I can't I don't watch terribly like a lot of different live streamers, so I can't say for sure. But when did this like live rocket raid start happening, or where did the idea come from? Because I don't think I've seen anybody that'll do multiple live raids as well. Not like when the stream ends, you go into there, but this is a big part of the live streams and a
Yeah,
big
so I shifted away from just doing giveaways. Yeah, I can't pick the exact time of it, but one thing I love is feedback from the community, and so I just got a lot of requests through emails and through Discord. We have a Discord channel just like you do.
Yep.
I love Discord for offering that where you can connect and get almost instant feedback. And so I think I did a couple shout outs. A lot of people do like a raid at the end of
Right.
actually some it's kind of interesting. I've learned a lot, but there are some channels that just end, right? They just end. Like it's, our
This
they
guy
say
on
goodbye,
occasion.
they
This
sign off,
this guy
and
on
that's it,
occasion.
right? I'll see you next
Yeah.
time, right?
Yep.
And then others will do a raid, which is just so cool. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody from, DPM, many others do it. And I just think that is so cool to instantly take a community together. I kind of think of it as a, a big party. We're hanging out together, and we can continue that to another channel. And I just think that is so awesome. So yeah, I think back to I was joined some early live streams, and I was doing some research, and so um, I had some moderators that said, "Hey Scott, you should go check out this channel or this channel," one of them was Poke Rage Official. So shout
Shout
out
out Rage. There we
to
go.
Rage, and thank you. Trainer Glenn, Ryan. We had, of course, Marshall, Civic. We had some really just amazing moderators in the beginning, and they would suggest channels like, "Hey Scott, you should check out this channel." And so I would go over there, and without a heartbeat, without even asking, they would share out my channel, like a link to the channel. And I just thought that was just um, so selfless of them,
Yes.
like so giving of their time to even mention that, because I'm like, who am I? It's like I show up to your party, I don't have any food, I don't have any drink, and you're gonna like shout me out? Like that's the way I feel. I'm vintage, right? Like you go over, if I come over to your house with nothing, I'm not gonna eat your food. Like that's how I am. I'm old school, right? Like
Yeah.
I got to bring something to this, and so I just thought that was amazing, and so. I was thinking, well, what if we did that in the live stream too? Because I think of this as a community channel. This is not my channel. This is not my food. This is your food, right? And so I thought this would be awesome, and so it kind of grew from there. And I'm honored to do that. I think, I think we all have goals. So my goal for 2025, more than I actually have no subscriber goals. My goal is just to share out more channels. That's my goal. So I want to see others succeed. That's what I love.
Oh, you're helping a lot of people for sure. Yeah. And it's appreciated, Scott. Yeah, it's very nice, dude. It's
Yeah, that part is fun. I mean, I always joke about ripping open packs. That's fun, but I mean, what's more fun is to share out your channel. And I've already seen there's so many people in the community that are just legends in the making, right? Like I just know that there are people that are inspiring others, and I feel honored that we have people in the community that want to do that. And so, yeah, I mean, it's much more fun to do that than, just create something on my own or open up a pack and just give it away. I was like, let's do both. And actually, it's, I think, more fun for myself because I think back to just getting somebody to share out my channel on a live stream, and I had at the time when Poke Rage Official did it. I think I had maybe 50. I was somewhere
whoa.
between 50 and 100. It
Wow.
was really early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, really early on. Very kind. Yeah.
Shout out Rage again. Yeah. Were there any, have you ever been rated by anybody like any of the big people, like the DPM, Rev, any of those type of?
We received a vault raid right
Whoa.
before I was on face cam. So really funny. So we got a vault raid. This was back in the day when my cameraman was, had some beverages,
Drinking.
and so we got a vault raid, and that was incredible. I believe I think we received a net. So it was one of these things. I'm not tied to numbers, but it was incredible. We had over 100 people come into the live stream, and that just blew me away. I didn't even know. I kind of
I
I don't want to go back and watch it because I'm just like, like what is happening? And I have my rocket readers on, and well, here's the thing, it's faceless, right? So imagine
Yeah.
me. This is how I live stream. I'm wearing my rocket readers right here, and I'm trying to read the chat on my phone, which is a
Whoa.
iPhone 10. So imagine that, right? Yeah.
You didn't know what was happening. Things were blowing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. But I'm absolutely honored to receive any raid
Wow.
right now. I mean, that was the biggest raid that we've ever received. And yeah, I'm just honored. It doesn't matter the size of the channel. If somebody brings over their community, I am honored. So I'm just really grateful. And I never am looking for a raid. I'm never looking. I just I want people to be authentic and have fun. That's what I want.
And so when you're going live, you're rating multiple people every live, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they may not be live. We've done that
You're
before.
you're
We've
live.
done some midstream raids, but typically we're going over and doing
Yeah.
comment love. I call it comment love raid
Uh,
for a YouTube short or a long form content video. But they're primarily YouTube shorts. We also have done raids through, if somebody is on, sometimes a moderator will suggest it or community. That's what I love about our community is they'll be like, "Hey Scott, this person is live right now. Can we go over and raid them?" And absolutely, I never say no. So I think more the better, right? Like, what's better than 50 people at your house? 100. What's better than 100? 200, right? I mean, yeah.